Welcome everybody to the Back to School Bash here at the Jefferson Adult Learning Center in the corner of 10th Avenue in Washington. We're here as we are each year to celebrate the start of school, obviously a week later. Also, we're looking at celebrating a number of things that go on here at the Adult Education Center, where adults 18 to 80, to whatever age group, can come in and complete a high school education completely free, with a free daycare center and a number of other things going on. We're also promoting a number of our different classes. We have some singing going on. Our clowns are going to be here. And later this evening, we're going to have a magic show and some other singers coming in, and just a ton of things happening for kids and adults alike. So hopefully you get a chance to stick around with us. I like the way sparkling earring lay against your skin so brown. I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a million stars all around. 'Cause I get a feeling, I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I get this feeling I really know you as a lover and friend. This voice keeps whispering in my other ear, tell me I may never see you again. 'Cause I get a peaceful feeling, I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground.
Hello, I'm Rock Stevens. I'm here at Jefferson Adult Learning Center. I'd like to welcome you to the 1988 Back to School Bash. As you can see, we have a lot of students here today. I'm presently standing in the Reading Spelling Lab. Right over here we have Connie Smith, who's one of our instructors in the lab. Connie, could you look around here for me, please? Connie, what's the unique thing about teaching at this school?
Probably the most unique thing that I find is that we have students of all different ages and all different ability levels working on all different subject areas, and we do it all at the same time.
I see. How long have you been here, Connie?
This will be my 8th year.
What do you think of it?
This is my favorite place to teach.
Would you consider going back to a traditional school setting to teach?
I might, but I would prefer to be here.
I see. I think that's the common thread that ties all of our instructors together here at Adult Ed. It's a terrific place to instruct, a terrific place to teach, and we'd be hard pressed to go elsewhere. We like it here. I'm now standing in the math lab here at Jefferson. The math lab is connected to the reading lab. We have an open school concept here. Students are moving in and out of the classrooms pretty much at will. We do not have school bells here. We do have a schedule that we follow. The students follow that schedule pretty much on their own. In the math lab, I'm speaking with Sandy Miller. Sandy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Sandy, could you share with us what is the major fear of math students as adults coming back to our school?
Oh, I guess most of them have had a bad experience with math in the past when they were in school. And so they're a little leery of coming back and a little afraid that they're not going to be able to keep up and everything.
What kind of things do you do to dispel that fear?
Well, we try to start them so that it's not too difficult for them and keep them at their own level. We individualize the program so that we pre-test them when they come in, and then once we decide what their level is, we can start them at that level. And once we know what they already know how to do, we don't have to worry about that stuff.
So by pre-testing them, you're suggesting that the students are not entered into a classroom that is, let's say, over their head or too difficult for them.
Right, and it's not a normal classroom where they have a book and they have to keep up with all the other students and the teacher. You know, the teacher does one lesson every day, and if they don't catch on, then they're okay. They don't get lost because we can work with them individually and keep them at their own level and
Okay.
keep them up on that.
Do you enjoy working here?
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, the smile says it all. Thank you, Sandy. One of the unique things about our school, and hopefully you can see that as we're scanning around today, is the age groups that are here. We have students who are as young as 17, students who are as old as 70. They're all going to school here together, and they enjoy it.
Do you want to start with your fractions again, or do you want to do something else to get
I'd like to welcome you to our daycare center, one of the happiest places in the building. This is Mary Ellen Long over here, sitting on the floor with her children. We provide these services so that adults coming back to school who need child care services can go to school, rest assured that their children are right down the hallway from them. It gives them the opportunity to stop down, look in the windows, make sure that everything is okay, make sure that they feel comfortable with what's happening in the daycare. They can go back and continue their studies.
The donut shop, there were lots of donuts with sugar on the top. Along came Melissa all alone, and she took the red donut home.
You can imagine how much fun this is at Halloween, Christmas time, Easter, and all of the major holidays. My favorite time of the year, of course, is Halloween, when the children are dressed up in their costumes. It's terrific.
Donuts with sugar on the top. Along came Annie all alone, and she took the pink donut home. Very good, Annie. Down around the corner at the donut shop, there were lots of donuts with sugar on the top. Along came
I have a chance to see it this time.
Hello. We're now standing in one of the more unusual rooms here at Jefferson School. And I say unusual because the very title of this program is unusual. This is called the ESL room. And this is Gloria, who is the instructor. Gloria, would you explain to us what ESL stands for and what goes on in here?
Okay. ESL stands for English as a Second Language, which is English as a foreign language. And in here we teach people who are foreign born or people who have limited English proficiency. Right now we are servicing a lot of people who are foreign born. We do have some people here that were born in this country of foreign extraction, and therefore not English was spoken in their home, so we are helping them to learn English. They know how to speak it, but they don't know how to read it, write it. Okay, so this is where we're working with them. And we have levels in here from beginning through advanced levels. And we also have different age levels. We service young people as well as older people. And they do come from, right now we have 10 different countries that we are servicing.
Okay, just briefly, what are some of the countries that you primarily deal with, Gloria?
Okay, we deal a lot with the countries of Central and South America and Mexico. We service a lot of people from those countries. We are servicing people from Poland right now, and people from Indonesia, Korea, and people from India too. And for us, having a variety of different backgrounds makes this class interesting for the students as well as for me.
Sure.
Really.
Is this a rewarding place to teach?
Truly, I hope people take me seriously. It is. For me, it is. I have a lot of fun.
Certainly. And that's illustrated every time we see Gloria's students walking up and down the hallways. They're so happy to be here. They're so happy to have a place where they can come and learn English as a second language. Gloria Place, the instructor of ESL. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm standing in the math room with Mr. Forbes Johnson. Forbes has been an instructor here for quite some time, works both days and nights.
Yes.
Forbes, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here in the math room?
Well, basically what we do in the math room is we have people that are back getting their GED or completing their high school diploma, and I teach math 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is just like 4 years of math in a regular high school. And it's everything from the basics right up through algebra and geometry.
Okay, what is the difference between the GED and the high school diploma?
Well, the basic difference is by taking the GED tests, you can take a combination of tests to achieve an equivalency diploma. And the high school diploma requires 38 credits that you would get just as in a normal high school. And so it would be a Jefferson High School graduation diploma as opposed to a GED certificate.
I see. So if a student dropped out of school, let's say in the 10th grade, if he were to work on a high school diploma, it would take him approximately 2 years to complete his diploma. If he were to work on a GED diploma, how long are we talking?
Well, it could be, it depends on how much work they need. It could be as little as 6 months, or it could take the 2 years as well.
Okay.
It just depends on what the student needs to achieve competency in math.
Okay. I see you're in your classroom here. You have 3 students in here. Would you say this is individualized instruction?
Definitely today. Normally in this hour we have between 10 and 12 students, which it still is individualized. But of course with the big bash going on, I have several students down in the gym.
Okay.
So-
Once again, one of the advantages of attending classes here at Jefferson School is that if a person is apprehensive about going back to a classroom and being involved, competing with 30, 35 other students, it really isn't going to happen that way here. It's one-on-one instruction, and many times you're going to walk into a classroom and there'll be a handful of students working one-on-one with the instructor. It's education at its best. I'd like to welcome you to our business cluster. I have to admit, this is one of the noisier rooms in the entire building. I'm standing here with Ann Madsen, the instructor of this particular program. Ann, can you tell us what classes are being offered in this room?
Yes, we offer 4 sections of typing: beginning typing, intermediate, advanced typing. We offer 2 sections of shorthand: beginning shorthand and advanced shorthand. Accounting, we have 4 sections of that: beginning, intermediate, advanced. We have 2 sections of record keeping. I have to think a minute. And business principles and management. We have a new class this year known as general merchandising for the student who's interested in pursuing a career in retailing, either by working for someone else or by starting a business of their own. We offer computer word processing, where the student learns to use the computer to make editing and changes in typed copy, and they learn how to store it and how to, as I say, how to edit it. It's an excellent course for someone who wants to get a job after they finish. It's something that is needed by most anyone that goes into office work.
I see. And if somebody came in who had not attended our classes before and has never had, let's say, typing before, how long will it take that individuals before they are beginning to be proficient on a typewriter?
Well, by proficient, to use it for their own use would take probably 3 months. But if they want a skill that they can use to get a job, it would take them at least a year, a school year.
I see. Okay. I think that's one of the real beauties of this particular program, and having Ann as an instructor is Ann is very dedicated, she's very businesslike, and her clients that leave this room have no difficulty in applying their skills in the marketplace.
I should also add to that, when we're speaking about typing, is that we have electronic typewriters here now as well as electric. So they're the latest type of typewriter that would be used in an office setting.
Let's see. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
I'm now standing in the English literature room. As you can see from this room, we have 2 instructors in this room. We have Debbie Mosier right over here, right next to me, and we have Ann Stein right over here working with the student. As we had mentioned before, one of the unique things about adult education is it's one-on-one instruction, and you're not overloaded in the classrooms. Debbie, I have a couple questions for you. First of all, how long have you been working with adult education?
For 9 years now.
9 years. Do you like it?
I love it.
Would you ever go back to traditional schools?
I probably would if it meant keeping my job, but not unless I absolutely had to.
Certainly, and that's a common theme that we hear from all of our staff members here. It's a fun place to work. Debbie, what kind of classes do you offer here in this room?
I teach all of the English classes that are available to students, freshman English through senior English, senior composition. We also have GED English, reading and writing programs. Anne will teach the GED Social Studies as well as the GED Science. So out of the 5 possible GED programs, 4 of them are taught right here in this room.
Oh, that's remarkable. It sounds terrific. What is the most difficult thing that you have to deal with new students coming in? Are there any fears that they have? Are they apprehensive about being here? What do you see as the most difficult thing for you dealing with a new student?
Probably the most difficult thing is to set them at ease, first of all, because most of them have been out of school and out of the traditional educational structure for a while. So we tend to let them know that working here is not going to be fearsome, and that whenever anything is too difficult, we do whatever we can to make it a little bit easier.
Okay. As a follow-up on that, making it easy for her students, right over here next to me, one of the neat things about coming into Debbie's room is that there's coffee pots, there's usually cookies, candies, half the time they're homemade from Debbie's own kitchens, and it's one of the most enjoyable places for us teachers to come up here and munch down, and the students to come in and help themselves as they sit down to do their studies. Debbie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. All right, I feel right at home in this room. This is the social studies room. I'm standing here with Mr. Jim Young, who is the instructor in social studies. Jim, how long have you been at Adult Ed?
This is my 5th year.
Do you enjoy working at Adult Ed?
Yeah, I think it's great working here. I've been at all the high schools and all the junior high schools in my time with the Port Union Area School District, and I've enjoyed working at the adult program the best.
Okay, Jim, you are famous here at Adult Ed, not just for being the largest social studies teacher that we have. Well, we talked about paybacks. Also, you are famous because you do so many extra things with the curriculum. Can you explain to us some of the things that you do that go above and beyond just normal social studies?
We like to go on a lot of field trips. We take the students to Lansing every year to visit the state capitol. We've been to Washington, D.C. 4 times. We're planning a trip to Washington, D.C. this fall also, the end of October. If anybody out in the community is interested, we also take people there. They should contact us here at Jefferson School. We have our students in social studies, in the government and economics and political science work for political candidates, get involved in the political process outside of school along with doing the book work.
Okay, Jim, are there any other trips, extravaganzas that you have planned for the near future?
Well, like I mentioned, we have the Washington, D.C. trip coming up the 28th through the 30th of October. We plan to go later in November or the first part of December after the legislature gets back in session, going to Lansing, spending the day with our legislators. We will probably plan on taking a group to Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum later on in the spring. In the past, we've chartered buses to New England and down to Virginia. That would be a possibility.
Okay. As you can see, besides coming in here for history, political science, civics, there's a lot of interesting things that go on here. Our students tend to be some of the more widely traveled social studies students in Port Huron. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Rock.
Thanks again. Okay, this is kind of where the hub of activity takes place for registration for adult education students. Right now I'm sitting here in Larry Hayes' office. Larry Hayes happens to be the night school advisor. So if you want to come in to register for night school, this is the person that you're probably going to be dealing with. Right now Larry is registering a student, working on one of the schedules. Larry, can you tell us a little bit about the registration process?
Well, like Rock said, this is where it all starts right here. If you want to come in and ask some questions about school, about classes, this is where you come into room 101 to Adult Ed, and we can show you the list of classes we have and get you going.
Okay. Larry, how is the night school going this year?
We're crowded. We have lots of people coming in. It's apparently an enjoyable place because we were filled to the brims last night.
Okay. We have classes that start at 8:30 in the morning, so people can take morning classes, afternoon or evening classes. And the advantage of that is that if you have a full or part-time job during the day, you can come in here at night and attend night school classes. Larry, how long does it take during the registration process?
During the registration itself, it's only like a 5 or 10 minute matter. Then we have what's called assessment tests, a basic reading, spelling, and math test, which the state requires, and that takes about a half an hour or so. Half hour, 40 minutes, right, Kim? And then you're in and out.
Okay, Larry, what is the assessment used for?
We use that just for the teachers to have a handle on what reading levels and math levels and so forth that the students start out with. It just gives the teachers an understanding of where the student is so they can begin their classes.
Okay. Last year we had over 1,000 adults come back to school, and that's been pretty much the norm for the past few years. We haven't topped 1,000 yet, but we're hoping to. We have more students coming in every day. Our halls are filled. The office is filled. We have testing going on. We have registration going on. Things are happening here at Adult Ed, and we hope it continues. If you've been thinking about getting your high school diploma, this is the place to be. Our hours are from 8:30 in the morning till approximately 4 o'clock. We open up again at 5 o'clock and go till 9 at night. So if you're looking for a high school diploma, you're looking for GED diplomas, if you're looking for vocational training, if you're looking for skill center training, we can help you here. Come on in and see us. Okay, here we are back at the Back to School Bash, 1988 version at Jefferson School. This is Tom Abernathy that I'm speaking with. Tom, you're in charge of the intake process here at Jefferson. What can you tell us about it?
Right. Well, we're looking for students that haven't completed their high school diploma, or high school graduates under 20, and we're looking to register them today. We have a whole lot of activities going on here, and today, the 14th of September, we're going to be having activities tonight between 6 and 8. Come on down and find out what adult education is all about.
Okay, Tom, this is obviously kind of a party atmosphere here. I'm looking at clowns over here. We have musicians in here. There's balloons. There's prizes. What is the nature of this particular day, the Back to School Bash?
The Bash is here to let the community know and the public know that indeed we do have adult education and what it can do for them. It's especially important from our standpoint to let the community know that everyone needs as much education as they can get, and this is a free program to people that haven't completed their diploma, and it's free to high school graduates under the age of 20, and we're trying to let the community and the public aware that indeed we're here.
Okay, so if students are interested in signing up for adult education classes, they can come down today They can report to the Jefferson School.
Between 6 and 8, they can come on down here and sign up now. We do have a deadline. They do have to be signed up by September 30th at the latest. But today's a good day to come on down and do that.
Okay, if you want to partake in the balloons, the clowns, the food, the coffee, the festivities that are going on here at the Back to School Bash, today is the day that you need to come down. You have till 8 o'clock this evening. If you can't make it today, you've got until September 30th,
Right.
the 30th, to come in and register for this year.
We're going to take a little break here and get something going here. Rocking and roll a little bit here in the Jefferson Adult Education Center. Once again, the Back to School Bash. Tonight we've got magic, more music. I'd like to thank the Carousel Clowns for being here with us today. Bring everybody back to celebrate starting the school year. Here with 3 classes at the Adult Education Center to finish your high school diploma. Come on down and see us. Well, now you may think that I'm foolish, all the foolish things I do. You may wonder how come I love you when you get on my nerves like you do. Well, baby, you know you love me. There ain't no secret about that. Come on over here and hug me. Baby, I can play it fast. Well, honey, it ain't your money, 'cause I got plenty of that. I'm ready for your pink Cadillac, crushed out seats, riding in the back, cruising down the street, waving to the girls, feeling outside, spending all the money on a Saturday night. Honey, I wonder what you do there in the back of your pink Cadillac, pink Cadillac. Clap your hands along with Hulk and the rest of the Carousel Clowns. Well, way back in the Bible, temptation always comes along. There's always somebody tempting, somebody in it, doing something they know is wrong. When they tempt you, man, with silver, and they tempt you, sir, with gold, and they tempt you with the pleasure, and the pleasure show their hold. Cities get the devil with the devil, the man I know the fact. I'm looking for your pink Cadillac, crushed down the seats, riding in the back, cruising down the street, waving to the clouds, peeling out of sight, spending all the money on a Saturday night. Honey, ever wonder what you do there in the back of your pink Cadillac, pink Cadillac? Dancing along with the clowns here. That's a clown step. Need to wax the floor so the clowns can dance a little bit more. Well, some folks say that they're too short, using too much gas. Some folks say that they're too old, that they dance too fast. Well, my love is bigger than a Honda, it's bigger than a Subaru. But baby, I'll tell you one thing, only one kind of love will do. Well, honey, you don't have to drive it, honey, you can park it out in the back. Have a party in your pink Cadillac, crushed up seats, riding in the back, cruising down the street, waving to the clowns, feeling outside, spending all the money on a Saturday night. Honey, I wonder what you do there in the back of your van.